In the year 2000, William Shatner, along with Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens, released the sixth book in their Shatner-verse saga called Star Trek Preserver. In the opening act, James T. Kirk returns to Kronos with a cure for his wife, mirroring the return in Star Trek Avenger. But this time, there's a sadness in Kirk's eyes. He knows the cost of the cure, what he owes the devil. Emperor Tiberius of the Terran Empire wants the location of the secret preserver base, home to godlike ships that could allow him to retake his fallen empire. But there's one problem. By the time Kirk and Tiberius get there, the fleet is destroyed. The preservers knew they were coming and acted accordingly. Tiberius, with a broken army and no path to victory, is defeated. The villains don't overstay their welcome in the Mirror Universe trilogy. While they spent the first two books building up Tiberius, 100 pages into book 3, he's defeated and then becomes yet another supporting character in Kirk's life. In earlier reads of the book, I wanted the finale to be some sort of grand showdown between Kirk and Tiberius with dueling fleets. But with this reading of the text and the context of the Mirror Universe trilogy in total, I see Tiberius as all of the demons that live inside Kirk. Kirk, like Shatner, like every man before him, is capable of great evil and tremendous good. But the question is, what do you do with your power, your capability? Do you serve others or yourself? That goes to the nature of the two universes. Tiberius is who Kirk would be if society valued personal gain over the needs of the many. Throughout the Mirror Universe trilogy, I wondered if you could even consider the Terrans of the Mirror Universe human in the same way we were. Their society was so very, very different that it almost seemed to be a different species. But in truth, they were humanity at its most human. The prime timeline brought forth by the careful conditioning of the preservers were the unhuman ones, living in peace and prosperity with democratic ideals, which gave them the breathing room to rise above their lowest instincts, to be better than they could be. Because in this world, a higher race of beings gave them the chance to do what was right. The preservers also act as a stand-in for the authors themselves. And there's just the faintest bit of meta commentary in this, where the characters seem to know they're in a book, but not quite. They see signs of coordination everywhere, but they also see superfluous elements that don't quite add up to anything, which explains away much of the inconsistencies with canon. And there's also this scene, which I loved, which is a highlight for me, where Kirk and his wife Talani are recovering on Kronos. They're shocked their child looks so alien, so deformed. Tests are being done, and Kirk is wondering if it was something that he was exposed to during his career. And there's this line where he confesses to himself that if it's not him and it's her, he's not sure if he can forgive her. But then he hugs her and tells her how much he loves her and decides that he'll find a way. It was a very honest and open depiction of marriage. For all the things I so love about the Shatner-verse, I see it as a product of its time. But for that one scene, Talani is less of a character and more of a plot device, especially once we get to Star Trek Preserver. Back in the 90s, this wouldn't have been seen as unusual, but it's the Shatner-verse's greatest missed opportunity. It keeps Kirk a solo man of action when it could have further developed the character as part of a galactic power couple. Or imagine a novel where in the Mirror Universe, the only person that Tiberius truly fears is Empress Talani. Because at the end of Star Trek Preserver, Tiberius is not redeemed, but he's adapted. He's no longer the once and future king of the Mirror Universe. He's a man who sees that the next adventure lies in his own personal growth and decides to go serve under the Mirror Spock on the NX 1701. Like Kirk, I wonder how much of Tiberius was Shatner confronting his own demons and putting them behind him. He no longer misses the bridge of a starship or the lights of a soundstage. How cathartic it must have been as an author to redeem his own demon, to make peace with it, and send it off on adventure while he moves on to the thing that matters most, his son. I'll be honest. Star Trek Preserver gets a little slow in the middle. The book has a lot of ambitious ideas about the preservers and does a good job of pivoting from man versus self to man versus society in terms of the conflict, but as it describes the problems with Federation bureaucracy, it gets bogged down in it. Much of the book would have been served with judicious editing, focusing the piece instead of lampshading its faults as red herrings done by the preservers.